Hi, this is Toby and welcome to Bulbs 2020, and today we'll be looking at spring flowering bulbs. And before I start this video, I'd like to thank you guys for watching all of my other bulb videos that I put about me showing you me planting some bulbs and then them flowering. I've been getting a lot of views, a lot of good comments telling me what to do in the future, so I appreciate that. But back to this, I planted some spring flowering bulbs a couple of weeks ago. I didn't film me planting it, so I'll show you a photo of that now. And I took your guys' advice. You guys told me to plant my bulbs deeper so they don't lean over it as much, so I appreciate all of those people who watched and told me. And here's what they look like now. Some of them have started to germinate. You can see here the ranunculi is starting to germinate. All I did was I planted the bulbs in here, covered it with just the garden soil, and what I did was I watered it once when I planted it and just waited until I saw shoots come out until I watered the second time, which is a very reliable method that I've been using to grow my bulbs. You can see they're starting to come out here now, like these shoots. They're a bit yellow because they've been underground and they haven't got that much sun yet, but it is getting cold, so this is why I'm planting them now. So you can see the little shoot, very nice little shoot there. I'm not quite sure what that is. I think that might be one of these Dutch irises. There's more ranunculi in there, I think. Yep, we just gently move that away. You can see that's a lot of leaves. All the ranunculi I planted over here, if you could tell by the image. And the other bulbs here, like the daffodils and stuff, are over here. They haven't come out yet. But what I'll be doing is I'll be watering this. So let me get my hose out and I'll show you. So here I go with the watering, and I'm just gonna soak them through because I know that they're starting to grow and don't have to worry about them rotting or anything. Just gonna start watering them. I know I don't show you guys me watering my plants enough on camera. Each time I do this, I usually do it off camera, especially when I'm growing other stuff like my seeds and stuff. So I'm just gonna soak this through, make sure it's completely soaked. I need to get rid of these gladiolus bulbs before it gets too cold. I already dug most of them up. There's just some here left. I had to dig them up to clear space for spring ones. So let me just water it. I think that should be enough. Just a bit more over there and a bit more here. And the water will start to drain in and the roots of the bulbs will absorb it. And we'll come back in a couple of days and see what comes up. Guys, it hasn't even been a week yet from the previous clip, and we can see so much has changed. The ranunculi, you can see here, they're all starting to come out. Every little shoot like this is from a ranunculus bulb, and we can see there are a lot of them coming out right now. Again, they're a bit yellow because they've been underground and they haven't been receiving light, but the ones that I showed previously all greened up now because they're getting light. And the chlorophyll is named the chlorophyll, yeah, I believe that's a pigment from the chloroplasts. It's more pronounced now. You can see the green leaves, a lot more over there. These Dutch iris bulbs have also grown. You can see their leaves. These never flowered for me before, so I hope this year we can see some flowers. There's some daffodils here that I planted. I think only one came up. I think it's a daffodil. It should be that little shoot, because that's the bulbs I planted here. I may or may not have dropped one of these Dutch iris bulbs in there by accident, but again, we've got bulbs there as well, so that's when it's really starting to come out properly. So let me just update you guys on how they're doing. You can see the leaves of the ranunculi are coming out really well. I think all of them probably would have already came out. You can see there's just a whole bunch here. Makes it easier for me when I store them over the summer. So once they're finished flowering, they die back and just dig all of them up. But again, I said I took your guys' advice and I buried them pretty deep, and you can see it's going very deep in the ground. So I think that's actually pretty good, burying it pretty deep, as what you guys have recommended. Same with the Dutch irises. I never got these guys to flower for the past 2 years. But hopefully we get flowers this year. There's more coming out here. You see how big some of them are. This one, especially this one, is already pretty big. And I think the daffodils are coming out. If you just lift that up, you can see you got the shoots here. I think there's another Dutch iris there, a little bulb that probably just fell in. And not a lot's going on here, but I put a lot here. is that? No, that's not it. There should be more going on here soon, but I know on this side everything's alive, and as soon as these come out, I'm gonna get a lot of bulbs. So let me update you guys on the bulbs again, and you can see the Dutch irises, they've come out pretty big already, especially this one. This is one of the larger bulbs of them. You can see it's grown very nicely. There's new growth coming in. The ranunculi are here, and they're all just a little patch. I'm confident they'll survive it. They won't be too crowded, because I didn't plant that many bulbs, but each one sprouted like 2 or 3, which is why it's really dense. That's fine. The daffodils are coming out, and you can see there was meant to be some more there, it hasn't come out. And this little guy was a Dutch iris, you can see from the leaf, but it's a small bulb, so let's see how that does. These are doing extremely well, and hopefully more starts coming out in that area. So here's an update of the bulbs, and before you guys comment it's too crowded, I know I didn't expect it to be this crowded. I only placed a couple of bulbs here, and I think like 2 or 3 shoots came from each bulb, and like if I just show you here, see how they're all here, there's probably one bulb and like 4 or 5 shoots came up from here. There's one bulb, so I think that's why it's so crowded. I'll space it out next time, so yeah, I'll have to remember to do that. You see, very good development, but they're still healthy. You can see it looks, although it's crowded, it's like a little forest in here. I don't see any of them struggling. They're all doing fine. Leaves are very big, very healthy. You can see the size of these leaves. You can see it's very healthy. Same with the Dutch iris. I've never seen my plants have leaves this big. Look at it. It's absolutely massive. I'm trying to see if there's any flowers inside. Not. The daffodils, I don't think these are daffodils, they're jonquils. This one, and the daffodils are starting to come up there. There was some. This one here. Let's get rid of this weed. And I remember there being a bit more, but I can't seem to find any. But that's fine. The little Dutch iris that was growing here sort of got, because that wind it snapped at the base. So I might have to just remove that shoot. So we can remove it. There we go. And that'll just grow back. You don't need to worry about that. That'll just grow back. Like if I cut these from here, it'll grow back. So that's what they look like now. And in a couple of days, I'll show what they look like again. Okay, so here are the bulbs, and hopefully you guys can see that. I think these are jonquils, not daffodils. These ones, the daffodils have wider leaves. These have thinner leaves, and the daffodils are coming out. You can see leaves coming out. Very, very nice. No buds yet, obviously. It's just starting winter. You see, nice shoot there, nice shoot there. This Dutch iris that broke off from the wind last time, no sign of growth. That's fine. These, oh, whoops. These are the bigger ones. You can see how wide the leaf is. The white sheen. No bud yet. As well, the ranunculi, they're just sprawled all over the place. And in spring, it's gonna look amazing with this dense field. And again, I haven't removed the gladiolus. I know I should be getting into it, but I always forget. But you can see the bulbs are doing well. Active growth. You can see all the new leaves are coming out. Some have a more serrated leaf, some have a fatter leaf, and some have a rounded edge leaf, some have a sharper leaf. So different types in here. You can see the leaf variation, different types. And these Dutch irises are like the biggest they've ever grown for me. So hopefully this year we get some flower. You can see the size of that. That looks massive. That's over a foot long. If you can see how long that is. So that's very, very nice, and hopefully we'll get buds in the spring on these. I haven't got them yet. So here's another update of the bulbs. You can see this is getting very long. It's starting to fold and bend because it's very long. And I think that's normal, because if you look at how long this is and let it go, it's going to bend because it's very long. Same with these jonquils. You can see the length of these leaves are quite long. The Dutch iris that broke off, you can see it's grown longer, so that's good. these, I'm checking there's any flowers. No flowers yet. Same with these. Some are just starting to come up. These are coming up. Ranunculi doing very well. So in a couple of months, I'm expecting them to start showing signs of bud. So here's another update of the bulbs, and you can see a lot more has grown. The ranunculi, because he's very dense, but light gets in, so it should be fine. I'm just checking if there's any flower stalks. I don't think there are any just yet. I can show you guys. I'm not too worried about them being too dense. I know it'll grow properly, but next time I'll plant them a bit further apart because I did not expect them to grow this much. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next time. But this is the Dutch irises. They're doing pretty well. Trying to see if there's any buds, signs of buds. Not yet. These never flowered for me, as I said. And for some reason, we got some gladiolus from those. Those haven't died off for some reason. Yeah, so I'm not going to take them until they properly die. Well, this one's almost dead, so I might get rid of that one soon. But you can see that there's a little shoot right there from the gladiolus. But I don't know why it's germinating this early. I mean, like, my maples are already starting to come into bud, and it's literally just past the middle of July, so I don't know what's going on. But the bulbs are doing fine. The daffodils, you can see here. Pretty sure this is a hyacinth, this little guy. He's doing pretty well. These daffodils, no signs of buds. This is a jonquil, the leaves are slightly different. So yeah, and we'll see what happens. But this is doing very well. I know this looks a bit dense, but you can just imagine in spring when all the flowers come up what it'll look like. It's be abundance of reds and whites. I think that's all the colors that I have. I bought it from a mixed pack, and that's basically all the colors last time. So I mean, good enough for me. Maybe I'll get more colors next time, I don't know, because there's already a lot of bulbs. If I get more, I'm not gonna have anywhere to plant them. So you can just look at that mound, look at that. All those bulbs coming out. Okay, so it's been pretty cold the last 2 days, and night temperatures for some reason have been dropping to around 3 degrees. I don't know why, all of a sudden we got a cold spell. Like, it was getting pretty warm. You can see my maples have already come out of how warm it is. And like, for example, this orangiola, it was bright red now because of all of a sudden we got cold. The color just got sucked out of it. But the bulbs are fine. You can see the Dutch irises, they're massive. If I straighten this, look at how tall that is. If I just look back, look at how big they are. Look at that. It's almost above my waist level, so these are very, very tall. You can see that. And I've been trying to see if I can spot there's any flowers. And if I look inside, you can see there's still nothing. Don't think there's any flowers. So is it gonna bloom this year? I'm not sure. But I can say safely that we can get at least one bloom. And look at this daffodil, it's just got one bud, so that's pretty good. I've been checking these every day, and seems like that's the only bud we can possibly get so far. The jonquils, I'm checking nothing much. We'll show you the base of the Dutch iris. You can see it's pretty big. That's good, it's healthy. These ranunculi, I'm not worried about them. They'll just come out when they come up. The jonquil, nothing yet. So I'm gonna have to wait a bit more when the weather really starts to warm up. I hope that's when the flowers will come. So today was a windy day, and you can tell from the Dutch irises that the thing sort of bent because of the wind, but we have a first bloom. This daffodil, if I can just show you, 6 petals, nice daffodil, nice pure yellow daffodil. The pollen inside, if I just check pollen inside, this is the bulb where it came from, so that's very nice. If you can see that, just a daffodil right here. Don't know how long it's gonna last. Usually lasts just less than a week, but hopefully we're gonna get more flowers coming up. The ranunculi are coming up, so once that comes up, there's gonna be a bunch of flowers that come up, so soon these will flower. But for now we're gonna have to wait until they flower. I don't think any more daffodils are coming into bud. I don't see any. Jonquil doesn't seem to be blooming this year, don't know why. It bloomed every other year, but Dutch iris, there's still no signs of buds. And I don't know if these will ever flower for me. I'm not sure why, but anyway, we're gonna just have to wait. So here's another update of the bulbs. I don't know what happened with the Dutch irises. They're kind of droopy now. But the buds on the ranunculi are starting to swell. You can see some of them have colors coming out already. See what color that is? I think that's a red one. So that's very nice. And the daffodil's still blooming. The color sort of faded a bit because it's been blooming for a while. You can see, it's still blooming. I don't think we're gonna get any more. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any more daffodils. Jonquils, for some reason, want to bloom this year. That's fine. As long as the bulbs are alive, we can always have next year. Dutch irises, still no buds. It's been 3 years since I've had these, and never once have they have a bud. I don't know why. Maybe sometime later it might have buds, but as of now, no buds. So here's another update of the bulbs, and daffodils finished. You can see. But the ranunculi is starting to come out. There's a white one here. That's not open. When it opens, it's not going to be around that big. There's a dark red one as well. So that's very nice. Another white one. You can see these are probably red ones. And there's a lot more coming up. If you can see, the Dutch iris, I don't think we're going to get any blooms this year. Still do not see any blooms. So yeah, but luckily we have these, and hopefully these will look really nice, and they usually do every year. I'm just checking if there's anything left here. No flower buds. So I guess it's just these left, and we're basically done with blooming for the year. So today's another day, and you can see they're starting to open up. They can usually go a bit bigger than this. Same with the white one, but this red one hasn't opened yet. It's starting to come out, and there's another red one. So they're all starting to come out now, and just a load of flowers you can see. Over there, it's starting to pop up. Daffodils already gone. These other daffodils, no signs of flowers. Jonquil this year, no. The obviously nothing from the Dutch iris. They just never flower for me for some reason. Nothing. So hopefully when more come in bloom, I'll show you. So this is the next day, and I think this is almost basically open fully. You see, it's pretty big compared to yesterday, and this is opened up as well. The dark red one's just open. It's very beautiful. You can see a dark black center with red petals. On the same plant, there's a lot more buds, so we're gonna get that dark color. These are a little lighter reds, these, and I think those are whites. So I think that's all the colors that it came with, the mixed pack. But yeah, it's pretty nice, and hopefully we get more blossoms soon.
So right now it's pretty early in the morning. Not really that early, but it's in the morning and the sun's shining on these flowers, and look how nice they look.
These open up fully. Look how big that is. Beautiful. It's two types of red. You got the pink with the black center, and then you got the red with the black center. I like this a lot. You can see the contrast between the two. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but these two are different. This was darker and much better than those. And that's pretty well. That's going pretty well. The Dutch iris, no flowers. So yeah, I'm just looking down here. What color is that? That might be it's a pink, I think. That's pretty good. Yeah, more colors. But right now we just got a little patch. If you can see, that looks pretty decent, I have to say. Here's another update of the flowering bulbs, and you see now that this is starting to go out. You can see it gets bigger, and the seed pod in the middle starts to develop. As compared to the new ones, more red ones, dark red ones opening. So these I really like this color. Very good red color, especially with this. I don't know why there's a bit of these are pods, yellow dots on it. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. There's a hint of yellow. I don't know why, but it looks pretty nice. These two small ones are also very nice. And yeah, I think that's the flowers for now. Is there any for the Dutch iris? Still nope. And no. No flowers, that's alright. And maybe next year it'll flower, I don't know.
So here's another update of the bulbs, and more have opened up.
The original 2 ranunculi are starting to go now. You can see the petals aren't even standing up anymore. They're starting to drip down. More white ones have opened up. The white and pink ones come out, and some bright red ones have come out as well. So that's very nice. The dark red is also there. The purplish red is also there. So yeah.
So the bulbs are almost finished now.
Although some are still coming up, most of it's out. You can see the white. These ones start to set seed and they've dropped their petals. Same with the red ones. Petals start to drop. So after they flower, they're gonna just gather energy for their bulb. And once it starts getting really hot, I'll start lifting them. So the bulbs have mainly died back, the ranunculi. See, there's only a couple of leaves left. The flowers are all gone. I think these are seeds, but I don't think they ever grow. Like if I do this, I never see any little ranunculi or ranunculus in the ground. Daffodils, they will keep on growing until the leaves start to die back. You can see the leaves are much longer than before, and the jonquils as well. You can see how long they are. These will continue to grow. I think same with the Dutch iris, although the tip is starting to die back. Once more dies back, I will start lifting the bulbs and I will show you that. You see how long I'm growing with the gladiolus. So today is already, I think, the 11th of November, Remembrance Day. So we're starting to get into summer, and I think once summer does hit, I'll have to lift these bulbs. So it's almost the end of November, and I think it's time to lift these bulbs. Most of them have already died back and the weeds are just taking over this place, so it's time to clear it. And we've had the past couple of days been very intense. It's been hot, and today it has been extremely windy, and its stuff is being blown everywhere. And I had to tie my gladiolus up because it was very windy, and I think it's time that these guys go. Even some of the Dutch iris, the top part of it that died has already got uprooted from the wind. So you can see all of this is dead. If I just pull it, the stalks come out. And the daffodils, they will continue growing after they flower. You can see how long the leaves have become. That wasn't that long when they flowered. So you have to make sure that they do get enough time to grow this so they have enough energy for the bulb. But I think it's been a couple of months. I think they do have enough energy accumulated, so it's time to lift them. I'll dig up the area and then I'll actually show you what it looks like before I take the bulbs out. Now when digging for bulbs, you have to be very careful. You can see here, I was digging and I don't know if these are dead or not. I don't think they actually grew this year. They're very soft as well. So I don't know if they're dead, but when you're going around the bulbs, be very careful with what you do with the shovel. And since the ground is quite hard, I don't want to accidentally kill some of them by putting too much force, but you just want to go to the base. And when I was pulling some of the weeds out, I accidentally pulled some of the ranunculi out. And if you wonder what they look like, they just look like what they looked like when I planted them. So that's that. And I'll continue with that, and maybe I'll show you all of the bulbs when I get them out. More progress on the way. And these are the jonquils, and I can't just pull like that, it could break. And you can see the bulb is right there. So more stuff to do. We have to do all the ranunculi. I feel like if I just pull, nah, that's gonna just snap off, and that's not really gonna do anything. So, but these probably won't snap off, so I have to be more careful, and I'll just keep on working on this. I think I got the jonquils out, and I think this is one of my biggest network of bulbs. Just look at how many are in here. Look at this. I may someday break it up and propagate it, but for now I'm actually going to keep it like this. So back to more work, and again I accidentally broke some bulbs again. If I show you, I'll see if I can. I have to try and save what I can. This actually cut in half like that. I don't even know what this is. I think this might be a hyacinth. I only have one of these, so I might clean the inside, dry it up, and try and save it. So that's for that. But again, massive load of bulbs, and on with what we have. So yeah, I think these are all the bulbs, and I got a bucket to wash it with. Now I usually wouldn't do this, I just scrub the soil off and pack it, but a lot of them have started to rot, and there's just a lot of bulbs I have to deal with. But because it's a very windy, hot, dry day, I feel like they will dry up fast enough for me to do this. So I better wash all of them and show you what we have. So that's all of them washed up. A lot of work, took around an hour. even damaged ones like the ones that actually cut open. Now, at this stage, if you have those liquid fungicides I see people soak their bulbs with, I recommend you do that right now. And as soon as they dry, you can store them away in some dark, cool area and just wait until it's time to plant them again. But because I don't have that, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle. Even the damaged ones I've washed, and I think I can manage to make it survive till next season. And if you don't have fungicide, I find that a very good alternative is actually cinnamon, and it's worked very well for me. Anything to prevent rot, I would use cinnamon. So after this dries, I'm leaving it out here for maybe just at least overnight, just so they can dry out within a day, so they don't rot. I will actually, when I store them, I'll put some cinnamon in the bag, and that will prevent any fungus attacks. And believe me, it actually works. You can search it up. Cinnamon can be used as a natural fungicide, so you don't have to buy your own if you have cinnamon. But I think that's it for today, and we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see what these look like when they're dried. So I left the bulbs to dry out for around 2 days, and you see here they are, and the dead roots, you can pull it off if you wish, but I'm just gonna leave it on, doesn't really matter. They're doing fine. I think even the ones that are accidentally damaged, if I can just find it, I put cinnamon on it, and you can see it's not that bad for this one. And where's the hyacinth, the one that I got that actually cut in half? This one, you can see it's still alive, it'll still grow, well at least I think it will. So storing them, I usually just store them in a paper bag, and you probably know what these are. The paper bags, they open up and they're really good. But before I actually put them in, as again I said, I would have dipped them in fungicide if I had any of those liquid fungicides. But what I'm gonna do this time around is just get some cinnamon. This is just cinnamon you'd eat, and they do make a good natural fungicide. I'm literally just painting the bulbs, coating it in a coat of cinnamon. It doesn't have to be that much, you just have to move it around. And again, if you had the liquid fungicide, it'd be a lot better. And I'm pretty sure this will do something, because if it prevents mold or anything going on these bulbs, because you're keeping them there for, I don't know, half a year, so, or just a couple of months depending on when you dig these up. You don't want them rotting. I always lose just 1 or 2 each year, so I don't want to lose any this year. And I'll also show you the ranunculi. Here they are in this little tub. You can see pretty healthy little tubers. You can see right here. And those will get the same treatment as the larger bulbs. Even this will get, I'll dip this in just like that, just a bit. Just sprinkle some on even if you wish, and this just prevents mold. And I'll do all of them and I'll show you the finished result. So here are all the bulbs inside, and the ranunculi, I actually dumped the cinnamon in with the bulbs and just give it a little shake so it mixes evenly, because I have a lot. These are all in here, if you can see, they're all in there. And that will be it for this season. So I hope you enjoyed the process of the spring flowering bulbs. And again, they're all gone. And later on in the fall, when I plant the spring flowering bulbs again, I'll make a video about the summer flowering bulbs, or the gladiolus and the dahlias over there. So that'll be in a couple of months time. But I hope you enjoyed this video, the entire process of growing this for 1 season and storing it. And I do encourage you guys to give this a go yourselves. Very rewarding experience, and if you do grow bulbs for a lot of years, they will multiply and you get a lot, and can give it to your friends and stuff. So do give it a try. And if you have any questions, please comment them in the comment section below. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.